And, of course, there were at least, I'll count 2 or 3 jerk-offs that decided, hey, let me see how fast I can drive in this and weave in and out of traffic. I wonder how that'll work. Well, for the one guy that fishtailed and then had to pull over, probably didn't work out too well. I think he hit something. Slow down.
Unlucky.
Not unlucky. If you're driving too fast, it's not unlucky. Slow down. Everyone be nice to each other. Let's all be good. We're trying to drive through the same stuff. I'll tell you something. Last night was a wild night in college basketball. And I knew I was going to have to get up early, extra early, to come out here, to drive out here, because my commute today was, according to Google Maps, 51 minutes, which was, you know what, all right. How about Google Maps, man? Get up early in the morning and tell you how long it's going to take me to drive to work today. And it tells you, and it's pretty much correct. I love it.
I always like to try to beat it.
Yeah. I've heard that about you. Anyway, and I also like Google Maps is so handy, and my dad is absolute flat across the board refusal to use it.
Well,
and he has an iPhone, so what would he use?
Well, there's maps.
Okay. Whatever he has access to, he ain't using it.
I use Google Maps because it's better, but there's maps.
Yeah,
The Apple app is Maps.
For some reason,
Apple Maps.
He sees that as a sign of weakness.
Hey.
He wants to be told the directions, and he wants to give directions. Like, I'll pick him up to take him somewhere. Oh, you want me to tell you how to get there? I said, Dad, no. I've got Google Maps right here. What's it say? And then whatever it says, he will disagree with it and give some alternate route that's not even quicker or more convenient, just because he's unwilling to conform and agree with whatever route that they've set.
So he's not getting on MapQuest and printing it out?
He used to do that before a trip. Yeah, he just have it. He'd have the book,
the atlas.
He just open it up. Is this the route we're going to go? I said, that there's all of this is absolutely unnecessary now.
Oh, my parents had traveling states.
This is all unnecessary.
Get
but
Oklahoma
that's
out,
fine.
honey.
Okay, what year was that? What year was that?
The 90s.
That's great. That's a smart thing to do. 2025. That's not the move. It's not the move.
I kind of respect the hesitant to. Just the flat out refusal to conform. He's earned that.
Right. Until it takes him 45 minutes to get somewhere that should take you 15.
Right.
Then
I can on your side. I can see how
there
that's
we go.
Extremely frustrating.
Yeah. I go. Wow. I literally sent you a link.
Will his wife jump on there?
Yes.
Okay.
And I say, click it. The text I sent you. Touch it, and we'll go immediately. I'm not doing it. And then I'll call her. I go, will you take his phone and click the link? Steven, I will. Just let him get let him get going. Let him get on the road. He just wants to get on the road. That's all. What a wild night in college basketball. Number 1 goes down. Number 1 Auburn loses at Texas A&M 83-72. Give me a ding or give me something. These are the different things we went through last night. So right there, that right there will give you a wild night when number 1 loses. And that was pretty shocking. Not just they lost, but they lost by 11. A&M kept them at arm's length the whole night. Great performance by Texas A&M. All right. Number 2, also in the SEC. And I was on the phone with Lebo, and this actually, I like it when Lebo's engaged in college basketball. This made him mad. If you want to find out what makes Lebo mad, I figured out this formula. Lebo gets angrier when Texas wins as opposed to when Oklahoma loses. Any success by Texas makes him madder than any type of failure by Oklahoma. When Oklahoma loses a game like in the last seconds, he handles it pretty well. When Texas wins a game they're not supposed to, he gets all pissy. Texas wins at number 25 Mississippi State, 87-82 in overtime. After blowing a giant lead, then they went to overtime and they still won.
Texas.
And, boy, you should have heard Lebo bad-mouthing Texas and Mississippi State.
I believe it.
He didn't like that. Okay, so there's 2 surprises. Surprise number 3. Number 23, BYU, goes to number 10, Iowa State, and wins 88-85 in double overtime. And yesterday I told you I was in love with BYU plus 9.5. I said, this seems like bait. This is too, like...
Yeah, you stayed away.
This fruit is too ripe. What's going on here?
It closed at 8.5.
And I'm just not... I don't know. I'm not...
I got a taste of that.
Since I took a beating on Super Bowl Sunday, I've taken a gigantic step back.
Yeah, I get it.
And I'm only operating in boxing right now.
Okay.
Because my win percentage is very high. My win percentage in boxing is very, very high. And so the Super Bowl, and it wasn't a lot of money, but I had all these. It left a mark.
Sure.
I didn't like it. It left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm taking a little step back. But hopefully you heard us talking about that. BYU had a 21-point lead in the second half. BYU had a 21-point lead in the second half, and they blew it. And Iowa State came all the way back and got it to overtime. And you're thinking, well, BYU's done. Because you see that so many times. Hell, we saw it in the Mizzou-Vanderbilt game. The team that blows the lead many times can be demoralized in the overtime, and the team that comes back and sends it to overtime can be rejuvenated, and they're the ones that are thrilled to be in overtime. And the team that blew the lead looks like they've been punished by going to overtime.
I feel like that happens more often than not.
But last night, it didn't happen with Texas and Mississippi State.
Yep.
And it did not happen with BYU and Iowa State.
Right.
And so BYU beats Iowa State. Wowza. That's a wowza to me. Well, not really. I mean, because now in retrospect, we talked about this yesterday. That's why I loved BYU plus 9.5 so much, because BYU went into the game winners of 6 in a row, and Iowa State has been inconsistent. Iowa State's been inconsistent. And so those are 3 pretty big. I mean, did you predict any of those wins? Did you predict any of those games correctly?
No, I mean, I the number is what surprised me about BYU, like the fact that they were.
But I mean, just outright, did you predict any of those games?
I didn't take them money line.
I did not think Texas would win at Mississippi State. I did not think BYU would win at Iowa State, but I thought they had a chance.
Right.
And I did not think Auburn would lose at A&M.
I thought the number was ridiculous, but I didn't have enough huevos to go money line on BYU.
No, that's the only one I would have considered. Also in the Big 12, Arizona beat Arizona State 113-100. That game started at 10 p.m. Baylor slipped by TCU 61-58, and West Virginia beat Utah 71-69. And so what's all that mean? BYU Iowa State, that was a big game for seeding in the Big 12 because they entered the game tied at 12-6. And there's only one game left after this. And so that's a huge win for BYU and their hopes to be in the top 4 and have the double bye. I guess like Lebo said, if Texas Tech, I mean, there's still a scenario because, like, say, Iowa State, if they won at K-State, they could be 13-7. BYU could lose and be 13-7, and Texas Tech could lose twice and be 13-7. And then you have a 3-way tie, and I don't know who wins that, but Texas Tech is not going to lose back-to-back games, I don't think. And so it looks like BYU, by winning that game last night in double overtime in Ames, is going to get the 4 seed. And they're not going to have to play until Thursday. And, I mean, that's significant. That's significant. It also means there's a good chance unless K-State lays an egg on Tuesday, that on Wednesday of the Big 12 tournament, we'll have K-State, KU, and Iowa State all in action. That'd be fun. Usually we've got to wait till Thursday for that to happen. But remember, there's 4 games on Tuesday, then 4 games on Wednesday, and 4 games on Thursday. And so that could mean Iowa State, K-State, if K-State wins on Tuesday, if that's where they end up playing, it's still kind of up in the air. Everything's up in the air. But we could there's a really good shot we have Iowa State, K-State, and KU all playing on Wednesday.
That'll be great.
And right now it looks like, unless things get goofy, it's Houston. We know Houston's a 1 seed, and it looks real good for BYU to be the 4 seed. And then Arizona and Texas Tech, Arizona's 14-5. They still got to go to Kansas. And so that could go either way. Texas Tech, I mean, they look good, man. Home against Colorado and at Arizona State. So you got to love their chances to win both those games and finish 15-5. You would think. But here I am after there were 3 surprising results last night trying to predict exactly what's going to happen in these upcoming games, which means I'm a moron. So there it is. Thanks. Also, Texas Tech did play Arizona twice, and they split with them. And that's as deep as I'm going to go, buddy. I'm not going to get any deeper into it. Our tiebreaker insider is Todd Lebo, and he can figure that out. My brain's too crampy today for my white-knuckle drive into work. But there you go. That was a big one last night. Because Iowa State wins last night, they're probably going to get the double bye. If they don't win, BYU gets it. And here we go. We'll see. But like Todd said, goofy things could happen. It's not a done deal, but that's what it looks like.
Todd Lebo.
And then he complained for 5 minutes about Texas winning at Mississippi State.
I'm a hard ass. I'm sorry.
And then we started talking about the Mizzou-Oklahoma game tonight. And you know what he started? What he started, right? He started the old poor me.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were talking on the phone.
Like, they don't have a chance. I don't even know,
There were some things I needed to discuss with him. I called him about 9:45, and I said, am I interrupting your evening? And so we talked about the games that were going on because all these things were happening at the same time. Auburn was losing, Iowa State was losing, Texas was winning. And so we were talking about that. And then he brings up Mizzou, Oklahoma. What do you think his approach was? This is exactly what he said.
Oh, it's like Eeyore. Oh, yeah. they're screwed. There's no chance.
It was 9:45, right?
No chance.
Okay. The game's at 8 o'clock tonight. It was at 9:45. He goes, tell you what, there's 0 chance I'll still be watching the game at this time tomorrow night. I'll turn that off by now.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm shocked he was awake at 9:45 when you called him.
Oh, he was watching. That was his night to get caught up with Severance. I know he.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
go. You're telling me that the game's going to be so out of hand by 9:45 you will have shut it off. Mm-hmm. It's just a setup.
Yeah, it is.
It's a setup. I don't.
The old reverse jinx is what it is.
I don't pretend to know what's going to happen. I'd love to sit here and tell you that Mizzou's going to come out and win, but I thought they were going to go to Arkansas and win. And then I thought they were going to go to Vanderbilt and win. And they should have won at Vanderbilt, but they didn't. Hell, they probably should have won at Arkansas, but they didn't. And so I think they're going to win tonight. Oh, by the way, Todd, if you're out there, the game's at 7. You're our minister of misinformation. And so it's like I think they're going to win. But that snake has bitten me in the ass the last 2 games.
Hey, it's Lebo.
On the road for them. Who do you think is going to win?
I think Missouri will win.
Oh, jeez. I don't know if that's good for me. I don't know if that's good for me or bad that you predict that.
It's not good.
I think they are because I think they've only lost back-to-back games once, and they usually respond pretty well after a loss. And I would think that they have to be super pissed off with the way that Vandy game ended.
Missouri's a 4.5-point favorite.
Knowing that they had that game.
Yeah. You'll see a motivated Tigers team out there.
Will I?
Yeah. I almost like that number, too.
I'll jump on it then.
Cover that. 4.5.
No.
A nice 7-8 point win for the Tigers tonight.
Music to my ears. Go.
Right.
I mean, go
sure.
on.
Any road win.
That'd
in
be
the
great. I don't
SEC.
care if it's 1 point.
You're right. I would though if I bet it.
So tonight in the Big 12, it's Oklahoma State UCF. Tree in the forest.
Actually, it does not make a noise.
Will this game make a noise?
Not
If
not
no
until
one's there
tomorrow.
to watch it.
Right? Yeah. Not till tomorrow.
Colorado at Texas Tech. K-State at Cincinnati. K-State at Cincinnati's at 6. And then in the SEC, where it clearly means more,
Kansas State is a 9.5 point underdog.
Mizzou, I
like that number too.
I like K-State there.
Yeah.
All right.
On the road at Cincinnati, getting
Quit
9.5.
baiting me. Mizzou at Oklahoma at 7 o'clock, and I'm just going to tell you this, people. Here it is, because I'm going to get texts and tweets. Gabe DeArmond also tried to warn people last night. This thing's on SEC Network Plus. It's not on SEC Network because they have the SEC Women's Tournament. So it's on, I think it's on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus, and that's going to send a lot of older Mizzou fans into an absolute spiral at around 6:59 when they can't find the game. You think I'm kidding?
No,
You know damn well
I
that
fully
doesn't
believe
matter what team. If there's any of the local teams that end up on something like that, it's like,
Yep.
where's the game?
So everybody tweet at SSJWHB.
No.
Ask them where the game is.
No. Mizzou at Oklahoma at 7 o'clock, SEC Network Plus. The big games, number 5, Florida at number 7, Alabama. And then Tennessee at Ole Miss is a good game, too. So, there it is. College basketball and high winds. That's what we do here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Oh, I could fake it for just one more show. Believe me on that. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ.
Pardon?
What? How you doing?
Did you say my name? I was on the phone.
Who are you talking to?
The Drake?
He's just down the hall.
Yeah, I couldn't find him. You gotta get Mike Boddicker in here. I can't get out of the seat right now. How am I doing? I'm all right.
Very odd.
I'm worn. I'm safe. Doing what I love to do.
You feel like you're a rat in a cage?
I do. I do.
My mom would have been pretty proud of me yesterday.
She is proud of you.
But especially yesterday. Big time.
What'd you do?
I felt her pride shining down on me from heaven.
It's real.
My mom was real big on free stuff. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Moms usually are.
Yeah, I mean, my mom used to walk around the grocery store with an envelope full of coupons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My mom was locked in on free stuff.
She had a binder full of coupons.
And so yesterday,
Coupons.
I heard in the wind, in the strong wind, there was National Pancake Day, and IHOP was giving free short stack of pancakes to everyone that came in. And so I took Sue to lunch, had myself a nice egg white omelet with grilled chicken and peppers. And then I took the kids to dinner, breakfast for dinner. I got him twice. We got him. Got him. And I'm not a pancake guy. And so I got my egg white omelet and whatever I ate. And then at night I had a delicious vegetable egg white omelet. I'm doing well right now. And for each one.
I like pancakes.
Right.
I am happy. La 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 la.
But I felt like Welvin. I was like, got him. Like the waiter looked at me. Would you like your free short stack of pancakes with that? I looked at him like he was crazy. I go, yeah, why wouldn't I? Like what? Who says no? Who says no to that question? And so, let's put it this way. The fridge has got some pancakes in it, Jake, today. So the kids are having pancakes for breakfast. Is that bad?
When they think that you put the ball on the ground, it's like, hey man, it's like free pancakes, you know, at the
Right.
Waffle House. Everybody shows up.
Well, I hope maybe. But that's pretty good, right? And dude, it was packed house. It was wild last night. And just look like it was just like a short second pancakes, free. There you go, National Pancake Day. All right, let's go. You know, we all, you know, we got eggs and everything else. We got stuff, but and then the pancakes for free.
Yeah. Get your money's worth.
Phil was like, "This is a really good deal."
Yeah,
Phil was
Phil.
enamored by.
You know what? Those business classes down at UMKC, they're paying off.
I told I told
You're right.
both the girls, like, it's a challenge. Get off your phone and please finish your food so we can leave. Please finish. I'm taking it home. Like, will you please eat more? Please. And then Phil's like, you didn't have to tell me that. I look over and every plate's clean.
All of them.
Every plate looks
Shining.
like it came out of a dishwasher.
There's a bunch of happy plates over there next
There you
to
go.
Phil.
That's exactly right. And so I just felt my mom like, oh, Steven, good job. You should have gone 3 times, though. But, hey, I feel like twice is pretty good, huh?
Twice is damn good. That's getting them.
And I'm not even having a pancake. I'm not bad if I did it for my kids. Everything I do is for my kids. I love them.
You know, with inflation these days, gotta
Right.
find the right ways to get them back.
Eggs are a lot of money, dude.
Right. Trying to get the price of eggs down.
All right. Can I get a can we play, or you tell me, can we play?
Sure.
Can we play anything?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to play the Dennis Gates clip I just sent you. This is again, she does a great job of posting clips for Missouri basketball. Natalie Jones from ABC 17 News in Columbia. Here is Dennis Gates. He's talking about the intensity needed to face a team that's still clawing for a spot in the NCAA tournament, because that's what Mizzou has to do tonight. They've done it the last two road games at Arkansas, and they did it at Vanderbilt, although Vanderbilt, I think, was already in. Oklahoma certainly is right there, probably on the wrong side of the bubble, and they need this win. And so Dennis Gates talks about the intensity needed to face a team that's on the bubble on the road as they look to get a win tonight in Norman, Oklahoma.
I think your identity as a team is consistency. You just got to be consistent, and that's my concentration and message to our guys. We know what's on the line. It's March. It's March, and it's conference season. And everything that we do and say has to match. And we have to go out and give our very best, because we don't want to take steps back as a team. And sometimes you can play well and still lose a game in this conference, but we have to go out and give our very best and understand Oklahoma's going to continue to do the same thing, just because we know the level of play, and we also know how difficult it is to win on the road. I think.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Here's another clip, Jacob. Because, and this is something that I failed to do. This is a good point from Dennis Gates. Anthony Robinson, the very talented sophomore point guard, had a really good game against Vanderbilt. He ended up with 16 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals. Hit a couple of big free throws late that should have helped Mizzou win the game. But play that last clip I just sent you. Here's Dennis Gates talking about Ant Robinson and not wanting Saturday's loss to overshadow how well he played.
Yeah, I saw instincts. I saw aggressiveness. I saw a kid grow again before our eyes. It was great to see that. I didn't see any hesitation from Ant Robinson in that game. And he had a big-time defensive or offensive rebound, and I was able to call a timeout in that situation. But he put two halves together, and he picked his team up when his team was needed, and that's what a point guard does. Picks his poison, try to figure out how to insert himself aggressively, and he was able to do it.
I like that. And look, that's a kid that he recruited out of high school and is developing, and so that's a good thing. Love the way Ant Robinson played at point guard in that game against Vandy, and we'll see if he can have another good game on the road tonight against Oklahoma. We will take a break back after this on WHB.
Well, let's have a look at the replay.
Stephen St. John.
Move your head. Look at the size of that boy's head. Shh. I'm not kidding. It's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. It's a virtual planetoid. Has its own weather system.
You are listening to A New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Stephen St. John here for my great friends at Joe's Kansas City Barbecue. You know, I mentioned Phil. He was very excited because, you know what I brought him home yesterday? A Z-Man. And he took it for lunch to classes at UMKC, and he was thrilled. How about that? And you could be thrilled, too, if you're hungry for a Z-Man or whatever your favorite sandwich is, your favorite delicious barbecued meat, your favorite smoked meat, favorite sides, whatever it is, you can get it at Joe's Kansas City Barbecue, and you can get it in very convenient fashion if you download the app. This cold weather's here. You don't want to get out and about and walk around in this damn wind and everything else. That's why Joe's Kansas City Barbecue wants to make sure you can get all your smoked favorites in the comfort of your car. And it's easy to do because all you have to do is download the Joe's KC app on your Android or iOS platform, then place your order for curbside pickup at the pickup time that you select. And then once you arrive, their curbside crew will deliver your food fast and fresh right to your car. You can order a Z-Man and fries on your lunch break or get meats by the pound for your next get-together. Download the Joe's app today and grab Joe's to go at any one of their 3 locations in Olathe, Leawood, or the original gas station location in KCK. And when you go to Joe's, please tell them SSJ sent you. Welcome back to the show. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John and Jake Gutierrez now joined by Mike Boddicker. Mike, how are you? Fresh off of shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
What'd you have done?
A lot. Yeah, I was. The old folks used to say, "Yeah, he's stoved up."
Okay.
My shoulder was actually they call it frozen now, and I had Dr. Key just beat the hell out of me, unfroze it.
Dr. Key is he was my guy, now he's our guy.
I love Vincent Key.
Dr. Key is of course the official Royals team doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the best.
Oh my gosh!
All I can tell you is he's the best.
Yeah.
You ready? Yeah. You or no? Did you book Dr. Key on the show?
Oh yeah. That was amazing.
Okay. By the way, I want
he came in studio.
He's awesome. He really is.
Can we do that again, please?
Yeah.
And we also need to work with him. I need to have him on my podcast.
Hey, could we set it up so when I have my second,
Yes.
he can just check me here so I don't have to go.
What we want to do is follow up. And
Follow
everything.
up here.
And also, can we do
that?
that? And we'll also do my cortisone shot.
Okay.
So
Nice.
all those things
Do
in
that
studio.
live on the stream.
Yeah,
Why not?
Yeah.
If he's willing, I'm willing. I'm not kidding.
Oh, he's awesome.
I would do it.
That'll get clicks.
Man,
Watch Steven St. John get his cortisone shot. Watch
Ask
Mike
him.
Boddicker.
Ask
get his
him
checkup.
if he will examine Mike and or give me my cortisone shot
you know,
live
what
on the
I,
air.
you know what I told him right before we went in? I said, "Listen, I know you work on all these guys all the time." I says, "And everybody that comes out of surgery with you ends up throwing 95, 97.
Right.
I expect that. I expect that. One time in my life, I would like to throw 95, 97, just one pitch."
I feel happy because I told you to go to him and you did,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and he's great.
Oh, he is.
And he's the one that my wife needed surgery on her wrist, and of course he did it because he's the best. He's awesome. I love him.
Yeah, they got
You
a
know?
really good group over there too. I mean, all their doctors are pretty good.
You know,
so.
sometimes I just want to go and throw myself down the stairs, injure myself,
Just to go see him,
so I could go
Oh, yeah,
see him.
Just to go see him. Yeah.
You know,
Don't do that.
you know what?
He'd
I
probably
think-
just go to lunch with you
I
sometime.
think life will take care of that. Life will
right.
send me to see him soon enough. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Yes, you know this. Anyone out there that's had surgery knows this. My shoulder has been barking like a dog during this. That and my back
Yeah, this weather's
has
not,
been
weather,
barking.
Weather's not good for that. The high pressure.
The two anchors in my left shoulder.
You just gotta be like a good boatsman throughout the anchor.
How do you feel right now?
I not bad, but I got rehab at following
Yeah.
this and rehab.
You on anything?
No, no, not since first day. They made me take some hydrocodone.
Woo! No.
No,
You're not the.
I don't like pain meds. It's not me.
Wicka.
Oh, if I get real bad, I'll take a couple Advil.
Is there two of me? Just one?
I'm not sure. You're hiding
Right.
behind that microphone.
That's exactly right. It's good to have you back here. I'm glad. So your shoulder feels good?
That's all right. I wouldn't go right to good.
So
but,
what exactly did they do in there?
he went in. It was froze up. He beat me around, got a bunch of adhesions out, and then I had really bad bursitis. He said, cleaned that all up, and then there was a little flap that he had to snip, and then he cut that tendon that attaches to the small bicep muscle and let it go.
Did he insert any kind of microchip that would sever you and split you into two different people by any chance?
He might have. I have no idea.
Did you feel anything when you walked out of the elevator today here at Union Broadcasting?
Just that there's always a power outage here.
Right.
I do, yeah. So
You never left from the last time you
Right. Right.
yeah.
Did you feel like you're walking down the halls of Lumen? I don't know.
Well, I walk in, they got this monster KU
Right.
thing scoreboard up there.
Jake put that up.
Way to go, Jake.
Because he always would say scoreboard.
Yeah.
just point right up at the
Yeah.
scoreboard.
Scoreboard.
Bod.
Yeah.
And I go stand in front of the gigantic Mizzou montage that we have, and he gets mad. So
Why?
I don't know. We have beautiful representation of all the teams in the
We
halls
do.
here
I mean,
at
that's-
Union
yeah,
Broadcasting.
it is.
I apologize. Nothing of Iowa.
Yeah, I hurt my feelings
I'm
any
sorry
there.
about that.
Yeah, I still owe you lunch for that.
For the bowl win.
Well, I didn't really want to make the bet, but I
Right.
had to, so yeah. I knew we were going to lose.
Goal
so.
line stand, not goal line, but the fourth down stop. That's a big one.
Yeah, I know.
I was jumping up and down in a hotel room.
And I was going, this
In
is
Lincoln,
pretty,
Nebraska.
This is pretty typical. Yeah, this is pretty much what I expected. So,
Yeah. Go Royals.
oh yeah, Yeah, I'm.
Y'all in?
Yeah, I am. It's just repeat last year. If the pitching stays healthy, we're going to be super competitive. Now our outfield situation is. I'm still. I know you guys have been talking about it and moving people and.
They're doing it. We're just talking about what they're doing.
I know.
They're out there,
We'll be talking about it till June when they have to make a move and do something about it.
That's exactly right.
Unless all of these adjustments have unlocked the potential of MJ Melendez.
Like I said, we'll be talking
We'll be
about
talking
it
about it
until
in June.
June
so
or
negative.
July.
So negative.
Yeah.
Hey, I like MJ Melendez. I hope.
Do you?
I hope that's true. What you just said. The adjustment. I hope, but you know what they say: hope in one hand, dump in the other.
Guess what? You know which one's going to get full
Well,
faster.
you know what? I hope that I can go to the bathroom later on after the show and crap silver dollars.
Well,
I would love that.
Not gonna
but
happen.
I don't know that.
I don't
Could
need,
it? Could it?
I don't need silver dollars that bad.
Well, I do.
Okay.
Real silver.
I've 16-year-old twin daughters.
Oh, yeah, you need it.
Mike.
Yeah, you need it. You need that money tree.
We'll be right back after this on WHB. Well, hello there, Kansas City. Stephen St. John here for DraftKings. And all my basketball fans out there, I'm wondering if you're ready to win real money. If so, check out Pick 6 from DraftKings. You know, when it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick 6 dunks on its rivals, including Prize Picks. Dunk in your face. How about that? Just select 2 or more players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. Pick 6 is available in most states, including, that's right, MIZ, Missouri. Don't settle for a smaller payout. Switch to Pick 6 and cash in your basketball knowledge. New players get $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly or just a $5 entry. Can you believe that? A $5 entry will get you $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly if you're a new player. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code 810WHB. That's code 810WHB for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
KCFX HD4 Harrisonville, K279PI Kansas City, 103.7 FM. Sports Radio 810 WHB, Kansas City.
When America needs power, Wholesale Batteries delivers. Nationwide shipping, premium brands, unmatched
New Day with SSJ is presented by Walker Medical Linen Services, locally owned and operated. HLAC certified to the highest medical laundry standards. Walker has partnerships with hospitals, surgery centers, and medical clinics in and around the metro area. Walker Medical Linen Services in Kansas City and online at walkermls.com.
Welcome back to the show. Unbelievable compliment from Mike Boddicker in the commercial break, which made me happy. You know I'm a hat guy. And
I want that hat,
he said,
Steve.
I want your hat. I said, well, no, but
I'll get one.
Right.
I just want to know what it is.
So, Jake, you know the story of this hat, right?
The Peaky Blinders hat?
Yeah,
very
and so,
nice.
You know, my love of the show Peaky Blinders.
Yes, and I understand. I'm all caught up.
And my love of hats. And, you know, specifically, I like the Peaky Blinders hats. You know, and somebody had said they have like an actual line of hats that you could buy. And I said, well, let's take a look at that. And they do. And
I want that black one.
you could order them and you ship them over from England. And on top of that, I did some research that said if you have a giant pumpkin head, go ahead and play the liner. Go ahead. Have fun at my expense. That's what I'm here for. I wear a size 8
3/4.
You know, everyone knows that. One of the
You
fun
really got a size 8?
One of the fun things to do around the office is to watch Lebo put on one of my fitted hats. And it looks like a baby that's playing with the dad's hat. Right, Jake? What's it look like when Lebo puts on?
It looks like a toddler.
I'm thinking about it right now. It's
Toddler
funny.
putting on an adult hat.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know.
You know those new giant hats they have?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like on Todd. Those massive hats.
Oh, that's right. It does, doesn't it? So anyway.
Yeah, I just want to know where to get one.
I'll be honest with you.
That's the hats I've been wearing right there.
I got it.
My cowboy hats.
I got it off Amazon.
Look at the size of that boy's head. I'm not kidding. It's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. It's a virtual planetoid. Has its own weather system. Heed, move.
Stuart, bring in the paper.
All right, hen. Heed, paper, now. Move that melon of yours and get the paper if you can. Hauling that gargantuan cranium about. I'm not kidding. That boy's head's like Sputnik. Spherical, but quite pointy in parts. Well, that was offside, wasn't it? He'll be crying himself to sleep tonight on his huge pillow.
And so you got to find it because there's a lot of different knockoffs and stuff like that. Jake, you might be interested at some point, but when you find it, see.
Oh, yeah.
It's the brand is Peaky Blinders and the tag's Peaky Blinders, and it comes from the UK. And as you see, the 3 magic letters XXL.
I love it.
Wow.
We used
And
to
you know,
call
and
those
that's not, and they're $40. They're not bad, but they're unbelievably well made. And like this one
Quality.
is super warm in the cold. It's all black. I love it.
You need it
but
today.
they have.
That's all my grandpa used to wear.
Oh, yeah.
We used to call them Papo hats
Yeah.
because that was my grandpa. Papo.
I have one at home that I've been wearing all the time, but I'd really like the black one. That's kind of what I have.
But they
right
have
there.
all these different colors and all this, everything else. And so, Jake, I would suggest get one before the Peaky Blinders movie, so we can wear them when we watch the Peaky Blinders movie together. Yes. And so, Mike, that's where I got it.
Good.
You sent it right to me.
All right, I'm good. I'll find it.
Well, let's talk Royals.
Let's talk Royals.
It doesn't when you look. Okay,
It's
here we
spring
go.
training. I really don't, how I
Here we
feel
go.
about spring training.
All right.
I look at the box scores, and there's like 70 people played in the game.
Nate
It's like,
says that spring stats are the absolute top indication of
Very
a player's
telling.
talent.
Yeah.
Very telling.
Okay, I got to update.
Read a lot
if there's
into
a big
them.
closing, I have to update that, right? Do a sounder, the breaking news sounder or something. Not a siren. I don't scare you. Okay. Update from Lindsay Shively and Daniela Leon. Liberty folks. 35 northbound is closed at 152. There's issues all over KC, so be careful. Both northbound and southbound 35 at 152 closed right now.
Wow.
Show you a little video of that. How's this look?
Oh.
Jake, that look good? For a right there, a little
No.
warning traffic? No?
I'll tell you
Not
what.
like
You don't want
sitting
that?
in that.
119th was slick this morning when I came in.
Yeah. Well, I see a car off the road there. I see a truck that is stopped in the middle, which is not appropriate. So
I was shocked. I was expecting to talk to you via the phone line this morning.
here's why. You know why I drove in? I do have the technology to do the show at home. And after my near wreck in the ice storm a couple of weeks ago, I said I wouldn't chance it anymore. I did this for Jake.
What a guy.
I put him and his mental well-being ahead of my physical safety.
And also the power connection and the fact that we've had so many technical difficulties would have meant that you might not have been on the air.
Because I was up super early just to check to see what was going on, and then put Google Maps in and see how long it says it would take me to get to work. And I wanted to check in what wrecks there were and how the roads were and check outside. And she's like, "You're not really driving in there, are you?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Why?" I said, "Look, because I could do the show here, but it depends on all these different things. I'm seeing reports of power outages out in Overland Park. If we have a power outage and we get power, sometimes that resets everything, and then I can't connect right away, and it would be a nightmare, and the connection might not be good, and it would be super stressful for him."
You know, I could have come and sat in the big chair.
And so you'll be the call next time.
Okay.
And I just want to let you know, okay? I am so giving, and my heart is so big, and I do have a slightly enlarged heart with a bicuspid aortic valve. So literally, my heart is oversized. I care about people so much. I did this for Jake, and here I am.
What a guy.
And I know
I was shocked. I was shocked because I called in. I talked to Drake. I said, "I'm not getting anything on the app or nothing."
Right.
You know.
And I know if he saw me, he would it would give him a boost of enthusiasm, right?
Jake,
Did it?
Jake needed that this morning.
Did it lift you up? Did it give you a lift or not when you saw me?
What did I say when I saw you? Like,
what was it?
I don't think it was words.
You were like,
yeah.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Yeah?
I probably set a record for curse words that I've said when I'm by myself on the way out here. I dropped F-bombs left and right.
Yeah.
You know?
I live right down the street, and it was the roads were terrible. So I couldn't believe when you were on. I went, he came in?
No, one guy decided he was going to drive like 70 down Metcalf.
Oh, geez.
And just cut right in front of people. And so I offered him 7 or 8 F-bombs, you know, but he was gone, but I was still cursing.
Yeah, makes you feel better?
It does make you feel better.
That's what I try to explain to my wife. She goes, "Why do you do that?" I said, "It makes me feel better."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a way of expressing myself. And so
I was shocked. I was shocked. I really was. I was
shocked. Jake was shocked.
Because when I had nothing on my app to listen, because I was when it first came on, I went, "Oh boy, this isn't good." So I called in and talked to Drake because Jake was trying to fix stuff, and I kept checking back to make sure, see if it was going to come on, because I was just going to come over here and set it because I didn't think you'd be in here. I really didn't.
I'm a giver. You know, I'm so I want Jake to be happy. You know, I don't want to lose him to the mountain again.
I tell you what, he has been smiling today.
Sometimes I think, you know what, he's teetering. He looks like he's getting surly. I can't lose him to the mountain. Okay,
book number 2.
We have to get to book number 1, don't we?
Okay, yeah, I think so.
To get to a number 2, don't you have to have a number 1 update? Look, you know, a great time for an update.
It's right where it should be.
It's right where it should be.
You've been saying that for what? How many months?
Guess what,
though? Hey, perfection takes a long time.
He might be the biggest marketing genius you've ever met.
Might be, because I've been chomping at the bit to buy that book.
Right.
So.
This is like when Guns N' Roses made you wait decades, at least a decade, for Chinese democracy.
That's right.
And when it came out,
how many times did you hear? Oh, it's going to come out.
Right. And when it came out, everyone said, "Man, this would have been a masterpiece 7 years ago. You know, it was like all the technology and stuff that was like.
What's he saying, Jake?
Yeah, but no, I'm not.
It's still a masterpiece.
Oh no, yeah,
it's still a masterpiece.
Do you believe MJ Melendez will be an improved hitter with the adjustments that he's made to his swing?
You got to get a little further in. You got to get into the regular season, and I've seen it happen before where guys would, they made an adjustment, and all of a sudden when push comes to shove, they drop right back into their old ways. It's hard for a guy. It's easier for a kid, you know, an 8, 10, 12-year-old kid to completely change, but for a 25, 26-year-old man to change, that's hard to do.
Now, Nick Buckley, who used to sit in that seat, offers up the examples of Alex Gordon.
Alex is a freak.
And everyone points to the example of Mike Mustaka. Remember him, former third baseman?
Yes.
Some people say Mustakas, but the correct pronunciation is
Moose is down
Mustaka.
at spring training right now.
Yeah.
Do you know it?
I like that. Maybe he'll pull MJ Melendez aside and say, "Look here.
I hope so.
There's no left fielder tree."
Yeah, I'm your guy right now. I'm the old show me. You got to show me. I'm not going to buy it until you show me.
I feel like MJ Melendez has shown you.
I know. All I have to do is look at the back of his baseball card. He's shown me what he is.
And we're over 1,500 plate appearances.
Yes. It would have to be.
But it could happen.
Oh, yeah.
He's a tremendous athlete. He proved people wrong by becoming a reasonably good outfielder, right? He's a better outfielder than you thought he would be, isn't he? Well, you thought he was going to be. Oh, boy, maybe I spoke too soon there.
Wow. I'd say he's below mediocre.
Okay. Do you think Jonathan India can become a good outfielder? No? All right, then. Do you think Altuve is going to be a good outfielder?
No.
Okay. All right, then.
Your third baseman, I do. I think he could be.
Michael Garcia? Well, they're trying him out at center field.
The only thing he has to do is quit when he goes through those periods where he's not hitting well. Quit just dragging your feet and act like you don't care, and it's an attitude thing. He
made some slight adjustments to his swing.
Talent-wise, he's fine. He's fine. He's an athlete. He could play center field. He really could. That's about the only one out of the group that they've been parading out there that actually could.
Massey?
No.
Do you remember was it 25 minutes ago when you said you were all in and you were optimistic?
Except for the outfield, if you remember right.
Well,
yeah. Like I said, we are still going to compete. If the pitchers stay healthy, I really like what they've done. Keeping the pitchers, or strengthening their bullpen. Who's going to be that starter now?
Bubic and Lynch, man.
Lynch threw good the other day.
Yes, he did.
He threw really good the other day.
Do you think that they should cave in and give Adam Duvall $3 million to come in and hit against lefties? And be that side of the platoon? He hit very well against lefties.
You know what?
We
won a World Series in '83 with platooning. John Lowenstein and Gary Renicky.
Either of those guys available?
I don't think you can get Brother Lowe. He's a multi-millionaire at Montana. I think his family left him a bunch of money. Renicky's out in California. He probably would.
I'm kind of warming on the idea of Verdugo.
I brought this up a week ago, and nobody said nothing. I said, hey, I'm just telling you, he's still out there. Is anyone interested?
I'm saying something now.
Jake's
it's not too late.
Jake's speaking up. That would be a pretty good call to me.
Now, here's the deal.
Right. Lay this
out.
Okay,
why is he still out there? Number one, I'm sure that some people feel like he's a personality they don't want to deal with. Okay,
could be. Yeah.
Number two, he's asking too much still, which we've seen that, right?
Yeah, you think you're worth more than you really are.
I mean, that Duvall. I'm not saying he's not worth it, but the Royals, according to reports from Joel Sherman, offered him $1 million plus $1 million that he could achieve in incentives. And he said no, he wants to be guaranteed at least $3 million because, like Anthony Rizzo has said, he would think it's unfair to players in the future that are going to be in his spot. This is what he said, Mike.
I know.
To take less money than what he feels he's worth.
That's a bunch of crap. Nah, I'm sorry.
You sure?
Yeah, that's just a greed thing. That's all it is.
Okay.
You think you're worth more than you are.
What?
No, I'm just telling
Here
you the
we
way
go.
it is, man. I got no problem with it. If you think you're worth that, good luck getting a job.
Okay, here's the latest thing I've seen. Here's something on Verdugo
price yourself out of the game.
from
Go ahead.
Newsweek.
Well, the Royals might pay him.
In 2019, Alex Verdugo was rated as the number 1 prospect in the Dodgers farm system. In 2020, he was traded to the Red Sox as part of the mega deal that sent Mookie Betts to the Dodgers.
Oh,
Blah! Blah! How you like them apples?
Red Sox have made those deals before.
Chowder.
They've made those deals before. I was one
Well,
of them.
I don't know. That's particularly bad. Mookie Betts. No.
No. Yeah,
You like apples?
Yeah.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
Well, I traded you Mookie. How you like them apples? We got Verdugo. How you like them apples? Not very much.
Rotten apples.
So anyway, he was good in 21. Blah blah. Okay, in 23, we're getting into Jake. You're asking. I'm telling you. In 23, he had repeated run-ins with Boston manager Alex Cora over a perceived lack of effort, and so the Red Sox had seen enough, and they traded him to their arch rivals, the Yankees. The Yankees then played Verdugo in 149 games, and then in all 14 of the postseason games. But his lone year in New York was a serious disappointment.
That's a shame.
For one writer that covers the Yankees said, simply put, for 5 of the 6 months of the regular season, he was performing like one of the worst position players in the sport. Well,
yeah, they actually were talking about not even playing him during the playoffs and stuff. People were shocked that he was actually out there.
See, and so here's an article. Alex Verdugo's attempt to find a home in free agency is just getting sad. It's very likely that Verdugo does not land a big league contract or a big league roster before opening day, and very well could have to settle for signing a minor league deal and focus on working his way back to the majors.
A little bit of humble pie, maybe. That would be good.
But then New York Post writer Matt Ehalt said, injuries and underperformance by players already in a big league roster could lead another organization to give the 28-year-old a try before opening day, which is just now about 3 weeks away.
Man, he's right in his prime, too.
Well, but
everything...
You want to dance with the guy that was butting heads with his manager of lack of effort?
Yeah, that's going to cost him. Yeah, you don't do that.
But do you know players that have had those issues early on? So what was that, in the 25, 26 years old and learn their lesson and figure things out?
No.
Okay, there.
But the Chiefs have. The Chiefs got a way to do it. They figured it out, how to take these people who are trouble, and next thing you know, they're a big part of the club.
In 2020, his OPS was 844, and then it was 777, 732, 745. I mean, that's the numbers he put up in Boston. I would take right now. But last year he was god awful.
Yeah,
OPS is 647, but that's what we're running out there right now in the corners.
Yeah,
and so the question is, what the devil that you know. Okay, MJ is a good guy, and they don't have to worry about him in the clubhouse, but they don't know if he can hit. They think he can, but we'll see. But you don't totally revamp your swing at this point in your career when you can, if you're doing well. Hunter Renfroe, they have no idea if he can get back to what he was in 2022.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so, number one, you ask yourself, can you re-unlock the potential that Verdugo had, because he does have pedigree. He was a top prospect.
Oh, yeah.
at 28 years old.
He's right in his prime too. It's all about how you get along in your clubhouse and
Right.
how you get along with your manager, teammates.
And because he's had success at the major league level. He's had the success at the major league level that Melendez hasn't. He's had good seasons.
Will Verdugo, will he buy into what we're doing here?
That's the question.
That's the thing.
Is your clubhouse strong enough to take him? Is he a clubhouse problem? There, Jake, you've heard all these things now. Are you still interested?
Yes.
There it is.
Yes,
Didn't even
I am.
hesitate.
Yes,
I like it, Jake. I like it.
I believe Bobby Witt and Salvador
Salvi.
Perez, they have enough weight in that that clubhouse to.
What's Dylan say? Is he listening to
You
this
know what?
conversation?
Q can handle his own too.
Yeah.
The man can handle his own. So no,
Get another opinion. Ask him if he gets a chance on Alex Verdugo.
He said,
a thumbs
thumbs
down.
down. No.
I like how quick
It was-
Jake didn't even let me. So now that you've heard all these negative things, are you saying, yep. You know what? Really, there are things that I wish could have happened in my life.
Oh, I've had bad.
And I wish that he could have been a GM
Oh.
just to see what he would do to an organization, how quickly he
Thrive.
would put them in financial hell, and the collection of a-holes he would put in the clubhouse or in the locker room that would destroy a franchise.
I've been on teams with guys like that.
Right.
But that's not. It's okay to have.
If you do
some-
your job,
some
I don't
a-holes.
care. You better do your
Yeah.
job when you're out there.
What was it like? What Buddy Bell said about Renelvis Hernandez? You're not good enough to be an a-hole.
Yeah,
Is that right?
But I love Buddy.
But if you go out there and perform, it's all right. If you go out there, and
people
yeah.
look the other way if you're.
If you got
performing.
a 647 OPS, you better be a hell of a nice guy.
Yeah, you got to change a little bit.
All right.
Yeah,
You offer him a contract or not?
we need something. I really don't think what they're running out there in spring training is going to pan out to what we need to win the division. We're going to be competitive no matter what. We'll be there. Just there's a few holes we need to plug up, and the outfield was not dealt with in the offseason. So
I don't want Jake to back down from this.
There's
certain things
I'm
that-
fine. I think with what they have in the clubhouse, they can. You'll quickly find out what you have there.
There's certain things that he digs in on. Like last year early, I dug in on Tommy Pham. And I had people tell me I was stupid, I was crazy.
I love
everybody else.
Tommy Pham.
And guess what? I kept with it, and ultimately it paid off.
Big time.
Yep.
Also, I had someone tell me in the organization they wanted Tommy Pham, so I kind of knew. Whatever. Hey, that's why sometimes I say things, people.
Yeah.
But Jake's had no one tell him anything.
Yeah, but you knew Tommy Pham was a gamer.
Right.
You don't know this guy.
Jake has no inside information. Jake just right now has gone into desperation mode, where he's on this Wednesday, March 5th, he's craving Alex Verdugo, which is not
the guy can
good.
The guy can play.
Yeah.
We've seen him play. I mean, it's just
Can he?
what you're going to get. Yeah, I think he can. I'm right. He's 28 years old, man. You are right there, dead in your prime, where you should be just tearing it up.
You know what? The fact you brought up Tommy Pham, like, wonder where he is. Yeah, Pittsburgh.
He went to Pittsburgh.
1 year, $4 million. Why not sign him?
What up, fam?
I liked him. He plays hard and he's a gamer. You might not like him. You might not like him.
You've always got that hanging out there that he might kick your ass.
Yeah, I love that.
He might.
Yeah,
if you act, he'll keep you.
I'm old school, so
right.
that's something I really like.
You're not going to mouth off to him. I can tell you that.
No, I'd like to have him on the team.
Yeah, you'd like to be in.
He's the kind of guy that if you get in a fight, he's going to back you up.
Yeah. And then he might fight with you.
That's okay. I've done that before in Boston.
So I'll never start anything, but I'll be prepared to finish it. There's a reason why, I do all kinds of fighting in the off season, because I'm prepared to somebody up. So
right.
You can take it as what it is.
Right. That's right. If I sit down and my outfielder tells me that, I slide the contract right over to him. Like, there you go.
Because I'm prepared to somebody up.
There you go. This is incentive laden, Tommy Pham. Sign it. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHP. All right, Stephen St. John here for my friends at Kansas City Credit Union. That's right, Kansas City Credit Union. You know I'm a member, and my son Richie's a member, and you could be a member too. If you work, worship, or reside in Jackson, Castle, or Clay County, Missouri, you're eligible for membership. And how about this? Did you know that the auto loans at Kansas City Credit Union, they put you in the driver's seat? And right now, you can get a $250 gift card or 0.5% off any new or used auto loan rate, minimum $15,000 loan amount. And they have other benefits of getting a car loan at Kansas City Credit Union. They have lower loan minimums in banks. They're always looking to save you money, not get rich off your interest payments. And they are more willing to work with their members, even if your credit score isn't ideal. And you can feel confident at the dealership knowing what you can afford and what you should be paying. They will also give you expert financial advice and personal service in choosing the right loan. Minimum 550 credit score required to qualify. For more information, visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports. That's kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports. They have 3 locations, one out by the stadiums off Eastwood Trafficway, one downtown, and then one in the Northland on North Oak. And when you stop by Kansas City Credit Union, please tell them that Stephen St. John sent you.
trying to get him a kidney.
Just tell me.
Yeah.
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Well, all right. Stephen St. John here with Mike Boddicker talking Royals baseball. Daniel Lynch has been looking good. Daniel Lynch, the fourth.
Yes. Yeah, I was been impressed. It is spring training, but from what I've seen, he's throwing the ball pretty damn good.
Hey, it's better than the alternative.
Yeah. You know what? I'd probably give him a shot at that fifth starter spot.
Bubic.
I still love him in the pen.
See, that's the same thing Bloom has said, and you and Bloom are pretty much the same person.
I'm an idiot, too? Jeez.
No, but and see, I feel the same way, too, but I get it.
No, I get it, too. I understand, but
like, no,
you know how hard it is to get that left-hander, that guy in the bullpen?
And this is what I do a poor job of explaining myself. It's not that I don't think Bubic could be successful as a fifth starter. It's more that I was so impressed with him, not just as a reliever, but a high-leverage lefty reliever that you could bring in.
I would have never dreamt that.
Right.
Last year, I'm sitting there going, wow.
Like,
okay.
And and tell me if this is wrong, because I meant, hopefully it's not wrong, because I talk about this a lot. A guy can have great stuff. A guy can have everything you want out of a reliever, but if he doesn't have it between the ears, or if he just doesn't have the right mentality, he's not going to be successful in those situations.
No, you have to be a bulldog. I couldn't be a reliever.
You got to be a different cat to come out of there in those kind of situations.
Man. I used to sit there and talk to Monty. I said, how the hell do you do this?
It's different.
It is really different.
But when you find a guy that has the stuff, and then he's a lefty, and then he takes to it, and you're like, you know what? I could trust him in any situation coming out of the bullpen. And then if you tell me you've got Estevez and Urseg, and right now Hunter Harvey's throwing. He's pitching well.
He threw good the other day, too.
And then Bubic, and you got
if Harvey's healthy, he's awesome.
And
that's the whole thing.
Zerpa, you don't have to burn him out.
Nope.
And remember last year, that's all you kept talking about?
Yeah, they did burn him out, and then they let him rest, and then he came back and pitched well.
Schreiber, Long.
I love Sam Long.
Like now you're talking.
Yeah.
And Lynch is a lefty too, but he was more of a guy that could come in and piggyback if it started didn't last very long.
Right. Yeah, he was
piggybacking Lorenzen.
He was the Mayday guy.
Or a long guy or whatever else. But he pitched spectacular baseball out of the bullpen.
He did.
It wasn't a lot of high leverage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But look, this is a great problem to have, because when's the last time the Royals have had this many lefties that were good? In obviously different situations, but how many we mentioned? Lynch, Bubic, Zerpa, Long. I mean,
yeah. I really do like Bubic in the pen. It's hard to find that guy. It really is. That's harder to find than a starter. It really is.
So you're kind of pulling for Lynch because of that.
Yeah, I am.
So then, what do you do with Lynch if they say it's Bubic? As the starter.
Well, you're hoping.
What kind of role would you like for him?
I would probably keep him in the same role, and then bump Zerpa up to that higher leverage spot, because I think you could count on him. So, and Sam Long's been good when they always was good.
Sure.
Every time I saw him, he's been good. So,
and on top of that, now you've seen a lot of these guys pitch in the postseason on the biggest stage and succeed.
Yes. That's why I said I'm not worried about this team at all. I know there's been issues with hitting down there. Fermin is tearing it up, and that's about it.
Is Carlos Hernandez ever going to figure things out?
No.
Okay. What's his problem?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
We've seen. I wouldn't ask you if we hadn't seen flashes.
Well, you were talking about there's guys who have stuff, and it's just awesome stuff, but they can't They can't do it.
Can't put it together.
No, it's either head, heart, something in there because stuff-wise, and I've heard this from people a lot. There's a zillion guys out there that have stuff. They just can't get people out. They can't pitch.
I'll tell you something else. Evan Sisk, left-hander, put up unbelievable numbers at AAA. He's going to be a factor, too. I'm just another left-handed ball.
We actually have a few guys in the minor leagues that you can go, if we have to, we can dip down and get some help.
Okay, so then
that's nice to see. The last couple of years, we have not had that.
Would you dip into the surplus of impressive left-handed pitching to trade for an outfielder? And it doesn't have to be right now. It could be before the trade deadline. If you go out and like you said, what did you say when I asked you about Melendez? It doesn't matter what happens in the spring. We're not going to know if these adjustments take until the regular season. Mm-hmm. And so what if they say, you know what, we've got a lot of time and everything else invested in Melendez. Let's give it this shot and let's see. And let's say worst case scenario, and Jake, you could be on board with this or not, but say okay, they go down this road and then they get to the point, say in June, it ain't working. We need an outfielder, whether it's Renfroe or it's Melendez. We need to go out and get another bat. You have a surplus of left-handed pitchers where you can do that.
And young catchers in the minor league that people are looking
right.
at. So
it just depends on the level of outfielder you're looking to get.
Exactly.
And so we're so focused on doing it now, it could lead to let's and that might be what they're going to do. But again, it's worth mentioning that Joel Sherman from the New York Post did report that they did offer Adam Duvall the $1 million contract with $1 million in incentives.
Right.
So it's not like they've closed the book. They tried to bring a guy in to platoon, and he said no. And so maybe they just don't have a lot of money right now that they can spend, and they're trying to get a guy on a bargain basement deal, and we're not going to see anything happen until Melendez gets that one more shot.
This is it.
I thought last year was going to be it, but this year's got to be it, right?
Well, he talked him into the revamp swing, so he bought himself a little bit more time.
At least he's trying that. I mean,
well, he pretty much had to. It's do or die. I mean, he had his amount of at bats. We've seen what it says on the back of his baseball card what he is, and something had to be done.
Right.
And you have to. No matter how long you play the game, you got to keep making adjustments. And there's kids out there that they'll put 3 years of the same crap out there and never make adjustments.
Any chance that Nick Prado, he's out of options, hit a home run the other day. He's running around the outfield. Could that be something? If you don't think so, that's fine.
That's probably not. Probably not.
Okay, I want to be reasonable. Be reasonable. And Jake, write this down, whatever he says, and I'll try to adhere to this. If he performs at a high level, when am I allowed to demand Jack Caglione be called up to the
Please tell him to stop it.
Give me a date.
Do not fan that fire.
When I can do this.
Mike, do not fan that fire.
I'm asking you, okay, he's going to go to AA.
Where is he going to play?
They're going to outfield. They're going to convert him to an outfielder because I'm going to speak it into existence. This is what they've said. They're going to let him go down there and play first base and everything else, get comfortable as a hitter, and then after he shows he's got his feet set, then, hey, let's play some outfield.
Why do you want to? If a guy is doing well in his position,
I don't know.
Don't quit moving people.
Because I want him.
You
at the major league level?
India's going to hit if they keep running him out to the outfield? No, he's not going to.
When am I allowed to demand that he gets called up?
2026.
No. There you go.
No, that's not fun at all.
Well done, Mike. That's the right answer.
That's not fun.
He has no.
That's no fun. That's no fun for me.
Hey, if Pasquantino is as good as I think he's going to be this year. No, I can't do that.
What about a full?
Well, Salvi's going to be DH in half the time.
May, June. What about a full 3 months of kicking ass? If that's what happens.
September call up.
Okay, all right.
That's fine. September call up's fine. Give him some at bats. Get his feet underneath him. That's fine. I'm just don't call him up.
He's 22. Exactly. He's a college player. He's no baby. Let's go.
Yeah. That's true. That's true, but that's a whole different animal when you start playing for real, not spring training, for real.
What if he starts off with 2 hot weeks? Can I ask for him to be called up then?
Doesn't Melendez do that every year?
No. This is don't you dare compare MJ Melendez to my baby boy Jake Gutierrez.
Melendez does that every year. He starts
my
off
baby
like
boy.
hot in a firecracker in 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's like rushing down Mount Rushmore.
No.
So no, 2 weeks doesn't make any difference to me.
I back Jack. You know that?
I figured that after listening to you. Yeah, I
Kegs.
Well, you did the same thing with Vinny, so you were right there.
Back
right?
Jack off.
Right.
You were right.
I'm
with
right
Vinny.
there.
Yeah, you're right
I
there.
was right on Vinny.
You were right on Vinny.
This guy don't want to go with my back Jack.
Back Jack off.
Mm-hmm. No, I say
Take
September.
A break now.
September.
I feel disrespected now. I'm gonna take a break.
September,
back after this.
Steve.
September. Am I gonna be here in September? Will I be around here?
I might not be. That's
right.
for sure.
You both better be.
Thank you. Back after this on WHB. Stephen St. John here for Window Nation. And, I don't know, look out your window right now. You like that? I don't. And boy, maybe you're standing by your window and you're realizing it's drafty and it's cold. And now all of a sudden it just dawned on you. You need new windows. Well, Window Nation has got what you need. If you're tired of seeing and feeling that winter weather coming in past your old windows, you need to contact Window Nation. Their high-quality, energy-efficient windows will get rid of those drafts and moisture. They'll keep your costly heat inside, lower your monthly utility bills, and keep your home comfortable year-round, and they're affordable. Right now, get 2 windows free with every 2 you buy. You can also get 0 interest and 0 payments for 2 years and pay nothing until 2027. How about that? That sounds awesome. And Window Nation's windows come with a lifetime warranty. You got to hurry up, though, because the offer ends soon. Don't overpay for expensive windows that may not be as good. Schedule a fast, free estimate now with the pros at Window Nation. 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. Or online at windownation.com. And please tell them Stephen St. John sent you.
Texas A&M, the inbound to Pettiford. Texas A&M, the first time history is made. Aggies defeats a #1 team. Tigers tamed 83
Oh, that was a buzzer beater. Damn. I'm getting. Let me tell you something. On a normal day, you can't get my daughter out of bed with a bullhorn.
Mm-hmm.
I try on the weekends. On a day where they might cancel school, 6:30 a.m. She's texting me, "Hey, how's the weather? How are the roads out there?" Park Hill School District canceled not too long ago. I wonder what that means for St. Pius. St. Gabe, look at these updates she's giving me. 6:30 a.m. St. Gabe and St. Pat's canceled. I don't think we should go to school. I don't think it's safe for mom to drive. I'm worried about mom driving home. I said, "Are you? Is that the part you're worried about, her driving home?" And so then all of a sudden, you want a buzzer beater, Jake? 7:13 a.m. from Pius. School canceled. Can you imagine the elation in my house?
You like that?
Because it happened,
like that?
Jake, it happened while they were getting ready for school. Take yourself back to Tiny Jake, if there ever was one.
No, he was born that big.
What would your level of satisfaction
10-pound baby.
Is after Debbie dragged your ass out of bed and started to get you ready, then all of a sudden, buzzer beater, no school.
Oh, it would have been on.
Right? It would have been on.
When are you leaving, Mom?
Yeah. Like what a huge win right there, right? So there.
Yeah.
Any other comments on what you've seen or heard in the spring, Mike?
No, it's spring. I don't get too excited about any of that stuff. I did like how Daniel Lynch threw the other day. That was my one thing I wanted to make sure to see what was going to happen there, and was impressed. So we'll see what happens. The rest of that really doesn't matter. It isn't going to matter if they run all those guys out in the outfield. We need to find an outfielder.
You had your eye on this ABS? The ABS system, the balls and strikes that they're challenge.
Yeah, I don't even pay attention to that crap.
You haven't watched that?
Yeah.
You said you wanted that.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
You know.
I also wanted this shoulder surgery.
Well.
Thanks a lot.
Why don't you go to rehab right now?
I am. I'm going to go see Cameron down at KU rehab.
Get after it. Get after it.
I plan on it. Oh, by the way, bourbon raffles up and running.
Where can they find it? Where can they find it?
Go to the BoddicerFoundation.com and you will see we have the best lineup we've ever had.
Boddicker Foundation will give you more information. I'll mention it again when we come back. It's time to buy raffle tickets.
It's time.
.org. BoddicerFoundation.org.
That's right.
I got you.
Thanks.
Nate said right now to celebrate the opening, he'll buy $100 of raffle tickets right now.
Right now.
I mean, as we speak.
Oh, all right.
Before he gets on the air, $100.
Nice.
Boom.
Thanks, Nate.
Boom.
Well, thanks for coming in and just conversing with me while I was here.
Back after this on WHB.
New Day with SSJ is presented by Walker Medical Linen Services, locally owned and operated. HLAC certified to the highest medical laundry standards. Walker has partnerships with hospitals, surgery centers, and medical clinics in and around the metro area. Walker Medical Linen Services in Kansas City and online at walkermls.com.
Texas A&M, the inbound to Pettiford. Texas A&M, the first time history is made. Aggies defeats a #1 team. Tigers tamed 83-72. Texas A&M beats #1 Auburn.
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John and Jake Gutierrez say goodbye to Mike Boddicker. He went 7 strong, and now in relief, here comes Nate Bucati. Good morning, Nate. How are you?
Just buying some raffle tickets for the bourbon raffle from the Boddicker Foundation.
How's the weather out there?
Poopy.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Did they have school? Your kids have school?
Late start. So actually, my wife's about to drop my son off here because he's just gonna have to chill at the office until because I don't think they start till 9:30.
Dude, 7:13 a.m. Pius called school off.
Yeah,
it was like a wild. They just won the conference. They're jumping up and down,
like
high
they just
fiving,
knocked off
going
the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, going crazy, pushing stuff over.
Yeah.
Dogs and cats are backflipping in my house.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable, because they were getting ready, thinking they were going, and then 7:13 last minute, one shining moment for the St. John girls.
We got an email this morning that they were doing late start, so everybody got moved back a couple hours.
Yep.
My daughter's excited, though, because not only does she get moved back a couple hours, she's getting out of school because Dad's taking her to Mass to get ashes today.
Oh, there you go.
Wednesday, so.
Jake's got a late start also today. Let's hear now from our good friend Mike DeCourcy from the Sporting News to talk college basketball. Hello, Mike. How are you?
I am well, Stephen. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great with some more dumb weather here in Kansas City with winds up to 80 miles per hour last night, which was awesome. And so, well, it's terrible. But you know what? Last night, what a wild night in college basketball. Glad I was home to watch it. And so we saw Texas go on the road and beat Mississippi State in overtime. We saw Arkansas go on the road and beat Vanderbilt. I did not expect that. We saw in the Big 12, BYU in Ames in double overtime blow a 21-point lead, and then they still won in overtime. That was crazy, and that was basically for the inside track to the 4 seed in the Big 12. And then, of course, #1 Auburn goes down at #22 Texas A&M, 83-72. So just before we get into the local schools, your thoughts on what was a wild Tuesday night in college basketball?
It was electric, and one of the arguments against expanding the NCAA tournament field to accommodate teams that aren't exceptional, like North Carolina and others, is nights like last night. I mean, we won't have nights like last night if you go to 76 or even 72, because the teams that get in at the end, it's just like you can't dress. You can't dress that up. I mean, one quad one win and 11 opportunities from North Carolina, you can't make that seem appealing. But teams that have actually done something, but maybe not a lot, like Arkansas, like Texas, Nebraska, and Ohio State, they've played really difficult schedules. They've done some things. They've done some bad things relative to basketball. And so the clashes that we had last night were really exceptional and really exciting. And I just don't think you can get people excited about whether North Carolina gets in with one quad one win. I just don't think you can. You can get Carolina fans excited about that. I got yelled at by Xavier fans all day yesterday after my latest bracket came out. And I'm like, do they not know how this works at all? Does nobody tell them? I mean, they have one quad one win. I think they have a fine team, but every opportunity that they had to get that exceptional win, they didn't get it. And so we're just supposed to overlook that, I guess, so that Greg Sankey can go to sleep every night knowing his league's going to get 15 bids.
Mike DeCourcy is our guest. I didn't even mention Ohio State beat Nebraska 116-114 in double overtime. So all hell was breaking loose all around college basketball. Okay, you mentioned your latest bracket. Might you let us know where you have Missouri and where you have Kansas, please?
Yeah, in the latest bracket, Missouri was on the 4 line, which and that's quite a climb for them. Not just from 0-18 last year, but as over the course of the time I started in late December, and I don't think Mizzou was even in the bracket. And for them to climb to a 4 seed from that, pretty extraordinary. They are having a wonderful year. I got into a conversation. I won't call it. It was kind of an argument with a Hall of Fame basketball writer friend of mine who's now retired, who was angry that someone referred to the SEC as the most challenging conference of all time. And I do say something similar, but I always qualify relative to the season, meaning like we don't have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Patrick Ewing or Chris Mullin in the same league. And like it's not like that anymore. Players at that level, like Cooper Flagg's not playing 4 years. That doesn't happen any longer. So, but relative to the season in which the teams are competing, the SEC is the most difficult league in the country. And so for the Tigers to be not the most difficult league in the country, but the most difficult league ever. And for the Tigers to be in that circumstance is really extraordinary. And so they deserve a ton of credit for what they've been able to rebuild there. As for KU, I have them as a 7 seed now. And it's just one of those years, man. And I'm not saying that they can't do something next week in Kansas City that's exceptional or do some damage from that spot in the NCAA tournament. I'm sure that whoever is the 2 seed matched against KU as a 7, if I'm correct, will not be pleased that that's a possible second-round matchup, because this is a KU team that has beaten multiple teams at that end of the bracket. Duke, which was which would be a 1 seed, Michigan State, which as of now would be a 2 seed. So whoever I have, for instance, I have KU in the East, and Tennessee would be the 2 there. I'm sure that would not be a game that they would look forward to under these circumstances.
Oh, boy. Jake just got a big smile on his face. He's ready to fill out that bracket. Mike, so we'll go in order of what we just talked about. Let's go with Mizzou first, because they have a big game tonight at Oklahoma. It's bigger for Oklahoma because Oklahoma needs it. And you could tell me here in a minute how bad they need it, and if that would put them in your opinion, if they beat Missouri. But Missouri is coming off a very tough loss at Vandy, where they were up 6 with 90 seconds up. They were up 4 with possession with 35 seconds left, and they lost. And it obviously a lot of people were talking about fouling up 3, so that's always a fun argument to have, a debate to have on the Monday following a game. Either way, it was a very disappointing loss, but get a couple of days away from losing in overtime at Vanderbilt, and hear you say that they're still a 4 seed puts it in perspective. But it would be nice to see them get a win at Oklahoma tonight and go home and finish strong on Saturday against Kentucky. And so just maybe give me your thoughts on losing in overtime at Vandy and letting that game slip away, and what they need to do tonight at Oklahoma against a desperate Oklahoma team that absolutely needs a win.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I am a proponent of fouling up 3. It's interesting that it happened against Vanderbilt, because I live in Pittsburgh. I began my career in Pittsburgh. And in 1988, a really good Pitt team that KU fans may remember, those who are of my vintage may remember Larry Brown saying that he was really glad that Vandy took out Pitt because it was the one team he didn't feel that Danny and the Miracles matched up well with. Well, in that game, Pitt had a lead in the late seconds, a 3-point lead against Vanderbilt, and there was some controversy about whether the foul up 3 order was issued or not. But in the end, they didn't foul, and a young man named Barry Goheen knocked in a 3-pointer from the left corner, and they went to overtime, and Vandy prevailed. And they are still, and I am not kidding you, like you say the name Barry Goheen in Pittsburgh basketball circles now, and it's like a curse word. And so that's how much impact that decision can have. I mean, obviously that's not going to be the case in this circumstance because it was a regular season game. But I just don't believe that allowing a player to take a 3-point shot in that circumstance is the best route to take. Fouling up 3 puts you in control, and it has to be at a certain time, and you have to have the right circumstance, and you have to do it correctly. It does take technique. But the problem that I have with the decision to not foul up 3 is that it's really hard to retrain college defenders to do the things that make that strategy worthwhile. I love that we can take this all back home, but you think about 2008, and when Mario hit his shot, and Memphis, again, controversy about whether they said to foul up 3, and what was Memphis doing? They were guarding the lane as if that was where the game was being played. Like, if you put all your defenders at or around the perimeter and you say, okay, we're not fouling, but we're defending the 3, okay, show me that. But I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody do that. You know what I see? I see guys drive the ball deep and everybody collapses because it's what they do every other time, and somebody gets open on the perimeter as a result, and the ball gets kicked out for an open shot. And maybe somebody closes out, and maybe they close out recklessly and foul. And it's just not the right way to go because nobody teaches it like that. And I don't know if it would work well if you taught it like that, but I know they don't teach it like that. So to me, there's no question you have to foul up 3